Hi everyone, good day. Wherever you are watching this right now, welcome back to my channel. If you are watching for the first time, my name is Ifajimi Fakayode and this is a spiritual page. I use this page for spiritual lectures, spiritual guide, tips and all of that. So just like the one you're about to watch right now. Previously, I've shared a lot of videos you can watch on this channel. I've shared several videos which are, very useful to guide you through your spiritual journey and to let you know what is hidden concerning spirituality in general. So if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you will also be part of people that will benefit from the spiritual lectures. Today I bring you another one, and this is very useful. Particularly, it was from one of my subscribers that asked for this, and in a recent time. And I last year I've seen people asking for these spiritual works, but a lot of requests will be attending to them one by one. So if you are watching, if you are lucky to be watching this right now, make sure you share, with those that may not be able to watch it. And this has to do with selling properties, selling um, anything property, selling. You deal in a real estate business. You are a car dealer. You want to, even if it is a private for private use, this is also useful. So maybe you have something you want to sell, but customers are not coming, or you don't get the satisfied customer as you want. So this is for you. Whenever you have something you want to sell, you are going to do this. And don't get me wrong, this is an important explanation I want you to get. There's difference in a spiritual work you want to use for your market to be selling fast and this kind of spiritual work. So there is a very big difference. Although it may look similar, but they are very different. The difference I was explaining is that a spiritual work to sell a property, something to sell one of, is different from what to use to be selling fast or in your shop. Now, this is the warning. This kind of spiritual work are not meant to be used on something you want to be selling on gradual process. Like now, if you own a shop and you do this kind of spiritual work, it may affect your sale. The reason being that you are prone to attacks from thieves. So because it will work otherwise. So this is particularly for something to be selling one off, not something to be selling gradually and gradually. And that's the difference. So something you have to sell, like a car, like a land, like a house, like something like a. Now, how are you going to do this? You are going to get house fly that we call ACC, house fly, the normal house flies that flies around. So ACC house flies. You are going to kill 16 house flies. 16 housefly. You can use broom, you can use anything to kill that housefly. And after you've killed that 16 housefly, you must count it and make sure it is 16. So that is the one in there. It must be 16. After getting those houseflies, then you go and fetch a sand of maybe a big market. You go to the market and find a very simple way to fetch a sand in a very big market that people do patronize very well. You go there, get a little sand there, or a supermarket where they, just any place that crowd do rally around, or maybe if you cannot get all of this, you can go to something we call Akitan Yoruba, and which is where I don't know if you have that kind of places in your area, but there's a place we call Akitan in Yoruba where people can dump refuse. Like there's a particular place people do dump their refuses, the waste product and all of that. So that is called Akitan Yoruba, and it has a very significant spiritual usefulness. So you are going to fetch a sand from that Akitan, any part of that Akitan, that place that people are dumping sand. If you cannot get those places I mentioned earlier, you go to where they are dumping refuse, which is called Akitan. You fetch the sand, just any little sand you find there, fetch it. If you cannot get all of this, you can use the sand from a very crowded churches or mosque. So when you fetch that sand, but it will be better if you use that where they are dumping refuses. So when you go and fetch that sand, then you get that 16 house fly. You get a local soap. It's not going to be so very big, just small soap. is going to be enough. You go and get an ember of fire. You know when you make fire with charcoal, there will be some embers of fire that is very light, that is very red. That embers of fire, we call eyena. So that's what you are going to get. That's the third item. And then your soap. So how are you going to do it? If it is a land you want to sell, assuming it is a land you want to use this spiritual work for, you go to that place, that a particular area you want to sell, that land you want to sell, you fetch little from that land and add it to the sand you fetch from the market or from the refuse dumping area, which is called akitan. Then you add it to the items, grind it. But if you are using it for selling a cars or anything, you don't have to add any sand apart from the sand I mentioned earlier, which is dumping refuse site sand, or maybe mosque or market. So you will firstly grind the sand very well. After grinding it, you will add 16 housefly you kill. You will add it to it. Eṣinṣin mẹ́rìndínlógún, which is 16 houseflies. You are going to add it to it. After adding the houseflies to it, you will put the embers of fire. That embers of fire, so you put it on it. Just one is okay. You grind everything as it is hot. Grind them together. Use soap to mix it instantly. Now, how are you going to be using it? After mixing the soap, you put it somewhere. This particular soap, you are not to be bathing with it. Don't bath with it. If you don't, it is not meant to be bathing with. So you will put the soap in a plastic or anything, then you will wash your hand with it and go and spray it around that area, maybe a land or a place you want it to sell very fast. You go and spray that water there. You will firstly use the soap to wash both of your hand. After washing it like that, only your hand. So, or maybe you can just use something to make the soap, to soak it very well in the water and create some kind of foam, and go and spray it on that place you want to sell, maybe a land. If you want to sell a car, you will use that soap to wash that particular car and a good customer will come for it. If you want to sell maybe any particular property that requires, you just use that thing, just use little of that soap to wash it, or to just mop it, or just any way to make it touch that product. Don't use it for a product that you are not willing to sell one of. That is it. And don't use it to bath. So that you will not be prone to something like stealing or kidnapping or attacks. So that is it. So that's how you are going to be using it. If you find this, if you can get the items, this work is very confirm and very perfect. So, and that is it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, because I will be posting another one very soon. And I still remain your spiritualist, Ifajimi Fakayode.